What is going on, guys? Panther here, bringing you week 6 of the last battle circuit. This week we were up against Moxie and his Chicago Black Flock. So Moxie has a pretty frightening team. You can see the 6 he has up on screen there. He has the Heatran, Tentacruel, Tapu Bulu, Como-O, Galiciapod, and the Chansey. So pretty annoying team overall here to go up against that Bulu Heatran core especially. And actually, kind of just looking around at things, Galiciapod actually matches up pretty well against my team as well. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to play around that thing a little bit. Chansey's kind of annoying except for Mega Gallade. But I am like a sub SD set, so it should just be a free sub on that thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the battle here. I can kind of break down my team as we go. I have an SD Scolipede because look at SD Scolipede and look at his team. I actually have a defensive Sylveon. I'm Cute Charm, though not Pixelate, obviously, for that Como-O down there. With I also have Moonblast. I have a unique Hydreigon set. As we get into this, I'll explain. Defensive Rotom Heat here. I felt like that was my best lead overall, just looking at his team. If you wanted to lead this, it was my first impression, you know, switch in anyways. So I'm just going to Volt Switch out here on turn 1. But yeah, this thing's bulkier. Basically for the Tapu Bulu, I have a Scarf Landorus for +1 Como-O, or like a Scarf Tran or something like that, and then Sub SD Gallade. So yeah, able to pivot out here turn 1 on the Chansey switch in, get a sub up, and I want a sub SD. A sub SD because Zen Headbutt is going to make this thing's emergency exit activate. So we got Mega Evolve on the switch out and go ahead and get behind my sub here, and yeah, so we're playing a little bit ahead. Yeah, get behind my sub here. And yeah, I was on the switch, so now I'm going to Swords Dance here on this turn, as he's going for that likely first impression. So the +2 Zen Headbutt actually does quite a bit of damage to this thing. It definitely is always enough to put it in range of emergency exit. So that's what we're going to click here. We're just going to go ahead and click the nice Zen Headbutt, and it's going to do a ton of damage to the Galiciapod. That thing's very bulky though. That's +2 Gallade. And yeah, that thing gets on out of here. Got that thing low already, which is pretty big for me. Goes on to Bulu, so I'm thinking Scarf Bulu here at this point. Really thinking Scarf. But even if it is, if he wants to go for Wood Hammer or Horn Leech, I do have Rotom to switch into. I am a pretty speedy Rotom as well, so I can just Volt Switch, pivot out if need be. As he goes for the Wood Hammer, and that tells me that he is. Tells me he is very attack invested, so he takes a good bit of damage. He is touching the ground. I am not, so I'm not going to get the Grassy Terrain recovery. Figure he's going to go into Tran or into Chansey here on the Overheat, so I'll go ahead and make a prediction, Bolt Switch out, as he actually goes for the Rockium Z here. So we pivot into Lando, thinking he's probably going to go for the Z move since he stayed in. No way that he's going to go for another Grass type attack, as he's going to go for that big Z move here on my Landorus. And yeah, so that speed investment on Rotom actually paid off. I knew that I did not want to. I just wanted to pivot in on the grass type moves on this thing, and then get the heck up on out of there, because it was not a great idea to stay in. As you can see, that would have done a lot. I would have killed my Rotom, so I would have lost Rotom for nothing basically. They get Lando in, just going to go for a nice and safe U-turn. No matter what he wants to do, I just get my U-turn right on out. As he goes into Tran, actually knowing that there's no way I'm going for an EQ here. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and pivot right on out. And I'm going to go out into my Mega Gallade. So, want to get some residual recovery on my Gallade. And we pop first, so we know that we are faster. So that's leading me to think that this thing's like Z-Move or Chople Berry or maybe even Shooker or something like that for Landorus. So I'm just going to go for the nice and safe Drain Punch here. I want to pop his Chople if that's what he is, as he goes into Galiciapod. And yeah, this thing's annoying for my team to have to deal with. This dual stab is very hard for me to switch into. But you know, we're going to find a way to play around that. We're going to find a way to play around this thing. So I don't want to stay in and take a first impression. I can go right out into Rotom if he does want to go for the first impression and make it take Rocky Helmet. If he just wants to knock me out, that's fine too. Makes a good prediction here and actually goes for the liquidation. So we're in the back to start the game off, down 6-5. But like I said, that's okay because then that gives me offensive momentum right back. I can go into Hydreigon, which really has a good matchup against this team, and there's no reason for me to predict really. I'm just going to go for the nice and safe Dragon Pulse, and he goes out into the Tentacruel. Now, I see the damage on this thing. I see Black Sludge. I don't have Earth Power, though. I am Fire Blast, Roost, Dragon Pulse, and Super Power with Titanium Z. I know this thing gets Dazzling Gleam. I don't want to stay in, so I'm going to go into Sylveon. I think he's going to go for Dazzle or even Ice Beam here. I thought Ice Beam was fair, so I didn't want to go into Landorus. And you can see my Q-Charm actually activates here. And I don't know if he wants to stay in. Maybe he just wants to set up T-Spike on me. Maybe he wants to go for like an Acid Spray or something like that. But if he does, I want to go for Psyshock because this thing is annoying for my Hydreigon to have to deal with. And I want to get damage on it because my Hydreigon looks fantastic otherwise. So he's going to go into Tran, which is pretty annoying for my team to have to deal with. But I do have a bulkier Hydreigon here. So I'm going to go right out into my Dre. And Hydreigon's really been a treat to use this season. It's I love the ground immunity. I love the bulkiness. I love the coverage moves on it. But yeah, this thing's a monster. Look at that. That's an overheat from Heatran. And I know we resist. But yeah. Here I actually do go for my Titanium Z. He's already shown Tentacruel as his initial switch in. If he wants to stand with Tran, I pop him with his Fight Z. If he wants to go out into the Chansey, this is what I'm built for. I'm built to hit this thing. He knows Hydreigon gets Earth Power, so I felt like it was pretty unlikely he's going to go into Tentacruel here on my Earth Power. Maybe he's thinking I'm Scarf Dragon Pulse or something at this point. So I'm just going to go straight for that big Fight Z here. And the plan was to hit this thing on the switch and then kill it on the following turn with the Super Power. And as you can see, it's in plenty of range to do just that. So the plan there worked out to perfection as we're able to kill this Chansey without it doing anything. So always good when you bop a Chansey before it actually gets to do anything in a battle. Chansey's really annoying. So yeah, he's going to go out into his Glycopod now. So basically a free first impression yet again. I do have a Sylveon though that resists that at least. I don't resist the liquidation, of course, but the first impression I definitely won't take much from. As now I have the option. I can wish and try to wish pass, or I can just go for the Moonblast here, try to knock this thing out. I'm going to go for the Moonblast because if I wish up, it doesn't really matter. I can still go into Hydreigon and Roost on the following turn no matter what. So I'm going to go for the Moonblast here. It does Peanuts here to the Heatran, but this just gives me Hydreigon again. And Dre is really really tough for him to deal with. He is going to make a good play and go for the Flash Cannon though here, as it's going to do a good bit of damage. So yeah, he's going to switch out here now, as I believe I go for the Super Power. I'm not wasting any time trying to over predict or anything like that. Now he didn't show Dazzle last time. He didn't show Ice Beam last time, so I know I can Roost on this thing. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to Roost. I'm at 9 HP. He's going to give me the opportunity to heal up. That's just what I'm going to do because Hydreigon is fantastic here in this matchup. So going to get my first Roost off as he goes for the Scald, maybe fishing for a burn here. And he does not get it, thankfully. And yeah, I liked how that turn went for me, so I'm actually going to go for it again. I'm going to go for the Roost again, and he's going to go for the Scald again and try to get that burn. So we'll have to see if he gets it here on this turn. So there's the Scald. And yeah, we didn't get burned. So good turn there for us. Good turn. So now I can just Depulse here. I don't have a reason to predict, like I said. I can just Dragon Pulse and just try to chip this thing down, which is exactly what I'm going to try to do. Try to get damage on this. Golisopod's almost dead. Bulu and Tran both have a little bit of chip as well. So yeah, Hydreigon's looking phenomenal here. So yep, he's going to make a hard switch out here on this turn and go into the Tapu Bulu on the Depulse. But he's actually in range of Fire Blast here at this point. So even if he has some HP investment, he is very much so in range of Fire Blast. So I got a hit. So it's 85% chance, and I'm gonna connect here with the Fire Blast, and we're gonna melt old Tapu Bulu here. So down goes Bulu, down goes the grassy terrain, and old Hydreigon's standing strong. So in comes Golisopod, this annoying thing. That's just gonna click first impression on me. And yeah, I'm just gonna go right on back out to Sylveon. He's not gonna play. He's gonna go for first impression. We're gonna eat that up though, and so I'm kind of back in the same predicament I was in a few turns ago. I can Moonblast, or I can go for the Wish here. So he's going to withdraw. I believe I'll go for the Moonblast again. I want this thing dead. I want that Golisopod dead. It's really annoying for my team. Okay, so I Wish up here. I'm going for the pass here on this Heatran. So we already know who I'm passing to. We already know who I am going right on out into, and that is Big Hydreigon. So here you go. Here's your big present, Dre. He's gonna go for Flash Cannon, I think. Maybe he goes for the rocks here this time. Okay, so he gets his rocks up as the Wish comes in, and we're right back up at full. Hydreigon's back again, so now I'm free yet again to click Superpower. So that is just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click Superpower here on this turn as he goes out into Tentacruel. Or did I predict it and go for G-Pulse here? Superpower, yeah. I predict soon on it. Not on this thing, but on something else. So yeah, there's the Superpower on the Tentacruel, and now it is in range of our Dragon Pulse. So we're -1 here at this point, but now I get a kill. So Hydreigon's just going to click that D-Pulse, and down goes the Tentacruel. And wouldn't you know, who do you think he goes out into here? He goes right on out into that Golisopod, as he is... has the option of clicking first impression here, but is actually going to make a read and go for the liquidation, which was eventually going to happen. It's fair enough. So eventually going to happen here. He's going to go for the liquidation, and that's going to be able to two-shot my Sylveon here at this point. He's going to jet here, not risking any type of speed tie or anything like that. So down goes Sylveon. Golisopod's picked up 2 kills here in this one, so Golisopod's an interesting mon. It's one I've never drafted before. But now I get big Gallade, because look at Gallade and look at the rest of his team. So I have the option. I can go for the Zen. I can go for the Drain Punch here. I go for the Zen here on the Heatran. And we don't do a lot to that thing. Now at this point in the match, I'm like, this thing may be Chople. Chople Overheat is going to kill me. So I actually go out into Hydreigon here, because if he does go for the Overheat, I have the option to attack or go for Roost on the following turn. And so yeah, he goes for the Overheat, and yeah, we get that prediction right at least. So he's -2, doesn't want any part of staying in and taking a Superpower here now at this point. We can Roost, but we go for the Dragon Pulse here, making the prediction on this turn, and we kill that Golisopod finally. So down goes Golisopod. Hydreigon, if you're keeping score at home, that's 4th kill of this match. So in is the Heatran now, and I'm just going to click Superpower here. I have no reason not to click Superpower. Turns out he's not Chople, so I'm thinking Shuka now. We didn't exchange teams after the game or anything like that, so I'm definitely thinking Shuka. He goes for the Flash Cannon. I actually have the HP investment to have a chance to live that, and I actually do. I live the Flash Cannon there, so I'm going to be able to click Superpower here and pick up the Heatran. So if you're counting at home, that's 5. 5 for Mr. Heatran. Or 5 for Hydreigon here, killing the Heatran. And I have a chance to kill this Kommo-o, depending on its spread. So let's go ahead and click that big Dragon Pulse here and see if we can pick up 6 kills in a game with Hydreigon. And we are just short of that, as he makes a good play in Dragon Dance here on this turn. So let's take a gander at things real quick. Dragon Pulse ensured that this thing couldn't set up on me with a Dragon Dance. I have Landorus I can go into immediately after this and knock it out if so. Now let's take an alternate scenario. If he autotomizes up. If he's like a Tautomized special, then this thing can win. It actually does win here at this point in the battle. So thankfully he turns out to not be Autotomos special. He just turns out to be the standard Dragon Dance set. So down goes the Hydreigon. Hydreigon definitely did its work here in this battle. As we can just go on to our Scarflandorus now, click Earthquake, and clinch this 3-0 victory. So we are now 5-1 here on the LBC season. We are still pushing for that first round bye. So we play Max Rapture next. So good game to Moxie. Let me pause there real quick, and some very good prep, very good use of Glycopod there as well. Definitely think you put yourself in a position to win there at the end as well. So great game to you, man. But yeah, we play Max next. So we're gonna try to give Max everything we can to try to shore up this this first round bye. It's one that I really want to have that first nice round one break while the others play it out. Be nice to sit back and watch. So we need basically one win now to clinch here at this point. So I'm quite content on trying to do just that. And maybe I'll try to do up some cheese strats. Who knows? Baton Pass is allowed. Maybe Baton Pass around with Scully or Sylveon or something like that, and trying to do some work. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the battle video here this week. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the last battle circuit here to close out Gen 8. That's it for me this time. We'll catch you guys later.